that, I checked QSL Info Club profile. When I check that, and the box comes up, the club profile is in blue.
I'll back on. We don't want to take over the whole early check-in period, but yeah, but you got a good start there now. Anyway, you got that on there. That's called profile, and then we'll go in and set the screen up a little bit later. WW5ENZ standing by for the Air Force Flyers Club.
Roger. Thanks, Mike. WA6LJS standing by for the Flyers.
A good signal this morning, John. Turn over W5ABI.
Yeah, you too. Good W5ABI. Good morning, WA6LJS.
W5ABI standing by for net.
WA6LJS, W4PUO.
Yeah, good morning, Lee, W4PUO. Good signal. And also heard W6, I think it was W6WAY in there.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, good. Mike's got you on the list. Thanks, Mike. Got you, Jim. I'm copying you pretty good today. And, of course, Lee, I always hear you good. WLJS.
Yeah, John, we've got thunderstorms in the area. I'm not sure I'll be with it today, W4PUO.
Okay, well, we'll leave you in there, and if Dale calls you and you don't respond, we know why.
K4YDB, W5ABI.
W5ABI, you sound like about an S8 this morning.
Yeah, good morning. I forgot to comment when you were next control on about the 7610, and your audio from the mic sounded fantastic. Over.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, there's no doubt about it. The interesting thing was it was receiving very crisply, better than the SDR, better than the Flex. So radio does. We'll enjoy it. Oh, I was going to send you a picture of it on a big screen. It looks good. Have you tried that?
Yeah, I've got the big screen up now. Works pretty good. I had to send away for a reconnection there, the system. So, yeah, it's looking great. There's something else I was going to tell you, but I forgot. So that's what happens sometimes, Over.
Yeah, there's two resolutions you can send it to the big screen on, high and low. I think actually the low res looks better. I don't know why. Anyway, play with that.
Yeah, it's working real fine. Anyhow, I just wanted to let you know, Bob. K1DOB, W5ABI, standing by for net.
Thanks, K1DOB. W2WLD, have we got a long skip today, Bill? WA6LJS. No, I guess not. WA6LJS, standing by for the Flyers net, top of the hour.
W6LJS, Kilo Lima 1 Yankee.
Yeah, good morning, Carl. I'm hearing you locally for a change. Yeah, very good. And also, somebody else called me in there. Who was the other station calling over?
Kilo Lima 1 Yankee.
Kilo Lima 1 Yankee, is that it?
Roger. Morning, John.
Oh, good morning. All right, I'll put you on the list unless Mike gets it before I get over there. Kilo Lima 1 Yankee, very good. Got you about a 5'7", and you're about a 5'6", DJO, Carl.
We'll put it net over.
Roger, you're on the list. WA6LJS.
John, that KL1Y is Rod in El Paso, and you've already got him on the list. We'll be starting up the net in about 7 minutes.
Thanks, Dale. Yeah, I see it there. Very good. WA6LJS.
W5OG, I won't be able to join the net this morning. With the
Oh, okay, Rod. You're not real strong with me this morning. Of course, you're just in El Paso, but you say you're not going to be able to stick around for the net over?
Roger.
All right. Well, 7-3. We'll go ahead and mark you off, and come back when you can, Rod. KL1Y W5OG 7-3.
73. W5OG, Kilo Lima 1 Yankee.
W2WLD, WA6LJS.
WA6LJS, W2WLD. John, I am not picking you up at all on the local, nothing. But I am copying you on Utah number 2, over.
Yeah, same situation here, Bill. I don't hear a thing locally, so we're skipping right over each other, but you're coming in on Utah 2.
So that's the first time that's happened for quite a while, over.
Yep, really strange. W2WLD.
WA6LJS standing by for the Flyers net in a few minutes. Yeah, you're just barely above my noise, Mike. Not strong at all, so it's strange conditions today. KF0OPE, WA6LJS.
And Mike, I heard you locally, but not that strong. W2WLD.
WA6LJS, WW5ENV.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. WA6LJS.
Short timer, but I'm not sure if that's an old one or if I need to move him up.
Yeah, I don't think he was. Louis, W4PUO, you're not short time today, are you?
Negative, but I'm watching these storms here pretty close.
Okay, no, it's not short timer, but he may be out. The storms are getting close to him, but you can leave him where he's at. But take ST away, over. That's W5OG. We'll be starting the net in 2 minutes.
Good signal, Dale. W5ABI.
You too, Joe. Good morning, Bob. Okay, it is now 10 o'clock here in the center of the country. This is Whiskey 5 Oscar Golf. I'll be net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club net, which meets on this frequency at this time every day. Members of our group are active duty, retired, and veterans of the military air forces from all branches. We include air crew, support personnel, pretty much anyone involved with supporting the aviation mission. We also like to welcome visitors to join us on the net. The purpose of our group is to promote fellowship between those of us radio amateurs who spend a portion of our lives in supporting the missions of our air forces. This is a control net to contact net control. We ask, at least initially, if you use the words contact, relay, info, or check-in. We invite you to check out our website. The address is airforcesflyersclub.org. I say again, airforcesflyersclub.org. Again, my call is Whiskey 5 Oscar Golf. My name is Dale, Delta Alpha Lima Echo. My QTH is a little town of Mineola, Texas, about 100 miles east of Dallas, out in the country. We have a net logger going, and you can check in there, or you can check in over the air, and I'll stand by for over-the-air check-ins here just shortly. We also invite you to check out our EchoLink node. It's in the conference tab of EchoLink, those of you that use EchoLink. And if you want to watch the net in progress, you can do so on K4YDB's live stream on YouTube.
put in Charlie's call sign, Kilo 4 Yankee Delta Bravo in the search portion of YouTube, and then select live feed or live stream or whatever it is. Live viewing or whatever. And you'll also see the question of the day there. And I'll get to that here just shortly. So far on the list this morning, I've got the following stations. I've got Don, K0ZNC. Good morning again to you, Don. And he'll be on Echo Link, and Bob, K1BOB, will simulcast him in from Echo Link. I've got Uncle Cliff, W5PIX in the Mobile. And Mike, back from his trip, exciting trip down to Texas. He'll have to tell us all about the thunderstorm penetration there yesterday, getting back into Nebraska. That's KF0OPE. Mike, good morning to you. And also, we had KL1Y, Rod, from El Paso earlier. He had to leave. So good morning to you, Rod, again. I've got John, WA6LJS, who started up Netlogger Farming, and I appreciate that, John. And he's being assisted by Mike, WW5ENZ, who's next on the list. And I've got Willie, KJ5BWB. He's got some thunderstorms down there, so Willie, don't take any chances. But if you're going to be able to stick with us, we'll stand by for you at that time. I know he's trying out a new amplifier this morning and anxious to use it, but don't take any risks with the lightning around. Got Carl, KF7GJO, and I've got Lee, November 5 Bravo Echo. I've got the Commander Bob, K1BOB from Boise, or just north of Boise. And Bob with his booming normal signal, K2SJP. Good morning, Bob. Got Ray from New Jersey, WB2JJO. Good morning to Ray. Got Charlie, as I mentioned, K4YDB. Then Joe, W5ABI. And I've got Jim in Corona, W6WAY. Got Lee, my neighbor to the south in Belleville. He's got thunderstorms all around him, so he's going to be keeping his head down. Well, hopefully he may be hearing me on backscatter, but he normally doesn't listen on the SDRs. And then I heard Bob with a very good signal again, as always, NX6RG, the professor, and the W2WLD Bill. And I've got Chris and James are both receive only. James there in Belton, he's not taking any chances. He's going to disconnect and just listen on one of the SDRs, I guess. Good morning to Chris and to James. And then the last on the list so far is Mike, KQ6E from Anthem, Arizona. He's not having any thunderstorm problems this morning. All right, that's the list as I have it. Let me stand by and see if we have any additional check-ins, additional over-the-air check-ins. Call now, W5OG. Okay, I don't hear anything here. Let's go out to the West Coast there. WA6LJS, put a call out from California there, if you would, John. W5OG.
Somebody wants to be a short timer. Who was that? Was that you, BWB?
Roger, Kilo Juliet 5, Bravo Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, John.
Yeah, Mike, put the BWB as a short timer there. This is WA6LJS. Thursday morning Air Force Flyers Net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. Back to that.
Thank you, John. I noticed also that we've got KI4BPR, Mike, from Lakeland, Florida, says he's receive only. All right, he's added on the list there. Let's go out to Bill, W2WLD. Bill, if you'd put a call out from New York at W5OG.
Yeah, good morning, Dale. I'm just starting to hear John out on the West Coast. This is Whiskey 2, Whiskey Lima Delta. Net control. Relay station for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We're taking check-ins. Members or guests, please call now. It's all quiet, Dale.
Okay, Bill. Thank you much. And
And now let me take a quick standby and see if we have any of those that are on our list that need to be a short timer. Any short timers, call now, W5OG. Okay, I guess we can get started. I don't hear anyone. And we've got Willie moved up as a short timer there. All right, I have a question of the day. It should be live streaming there for you so you can see the question. Today's question is provided by K4YDB, who's not on the list this morning. I guess he couldn't be here to defend this question. So we can poke fun at him if we want to here. This is the question for today. It has to do with the C-45. We haven't had many questions about this aircraft. We don't pay much attention to it, I don't think, but so it's probably appropriate that we have a question about the C-45 Expediter. Produced from 1937 to 1969, 9,000 aircraft known as C-45 Expediter or AT-7 Navigator, also called AT-11 Carson, and UC-45 Navigator. In post-war years, became the airplane of choice in every continent, applying sterile insect spray, SIS. Very interesting about actually it's the Beech 18 for those of you that remember, and it had quite a history in the commercial world as well. I did not have any idea that over 9,000 airplanes were actually built of the Beech 18 or C-45. Question of the day has to do with this sterile insect spray. How was SIS employed within the continental United States? Was it employed to A, eradicate the screwworm fly? Sorry. Or, I'll say that again. Answer A is to eradicate the screwworm fly, or B, to eradicate the Mexican fruit fly, or C is to eradicate the Queensland fruit fly, or was it answer D, to eradicate the melon fly? Or was it answer Echo, which is all of the above? SIS was employed within the continental United States to A, eradicate the screwworm fly, or B, to eradicate the Mexican fruit fly, or answer Charlie, to eradicate the Queensland fruit fly, or answer Delta is to eradicate the melon fly, or answer Echo, all of the above. And for extra credit, oh my. Tom has another interesting, for extra credit question. Which, if any, of the maggots from a fly can paralyze humans? Which, if any, of the maggots from a fly can paralyze humans? That's the extra credit question. So you just have to give me the what you think it would be like screwworm fly or Mexican fruit fly, Queensland fruit fly, or melon fly. That would be the maggots from which fly can paralyze humans. Oh my! All right, let's go to Don. K0ZNC. If you bring him in there, K1BOB Bob, I'd appreciate it there. K0ZNC, you're up, Don. Good morning, W5OG. Okay, thank you. Mighty fine there, Don. Sorry you didn't hear the question, but maybe it's maybe it's better that you didn't in this particular case. We'll have some fun with it no matter what. And the simulcast was great there, Bob. So no problem there. And let me just give you a brief personal experience with the C-45 while we were at the start of the net here. When I was a kid in Japan as a dependent, my dad was stationed at a Shia Air Base in Japan, and I've mentioned this I think before on the net a few times. We actually went to school. I think I was in junior high at the time. I was probably 12. But are you in junior high at the age of 12? 12 or 13, I don't remember exactly. But anyway, we had to go to a neighboring base. It was about an hour and 20-minute drive one way. And it was a miserable experience. But anyway, one particular morning, we got invited as the school bus with a load of kids on there from our base. Not a load. There were probably 15 or 20 of us that went at any one time over to the school there by bus. And we got invited to go visit Cary Grant, who was there at Shia on his way with his wife on the way to Korea. And the bus drove out to the flight line, and he was traveling in a C-45. That was my first encounter that I remember of a C-45, and I was impressed with the little airplane. It was quite neat. And, he was in there. We actually got to go inside the airplane and talk to him, and he came on our school bus, and all the girls were just gaga. Cary Grant came on our school bus when I was a kid, and he was flying in a C-45. He was being flown. He didn't fly the thing. He was part of the USO troop that was coming through at that time. Anyway, let's go to the next one on the list. That would be Willie, KJ5BWB in Belton. I hope you can still transmit there, Willie. Go ahead. You're up, W5OG. Okay, Willie, mighty fine. I think you said all of the flies would be they would be going with that sterile insect spray. That's where they release a bunch of castrated flies, I guess, male flies, and they don't produce anything, and so it wipes the population out. And it is a very effective way of controlling the fly population. Very interesting. All right, we got you down for echo, all of the above, and I guess I don't know what you said. Did you get an answer for which of the maggots can paralyze humans, John? Over. WA6LJS. Did you get his answer for the extra credit question?
No, I don't think he had an answer for the extra credit. Over.
Okay, he just mentioned that we'd like to get rid of all the flies, which is probably true. All right, let's go to Mike, KF0OPE. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, Mike. Hold on just a second. I skipped over Cliff for some reason. Uncle Cliff, W5PIX. We'll get you next. You're up, Cliff, W5OG.
Well, thank you there, Dale. I can just barely hear you locally down here at Bryan College Station here in Aggie Land, Texas. It is pouring down rain. Well, it's slacked up now, but we've got a lot of lightning and stuff going on here. Fortunately, mobile-wise, we're not too worried about being struck. I got a lot everybody was worried about it back then. I remember it. So, anyways, but 70, about 73 degrees outside right now down here. But like I said, we've got pretty heavy thunderstorms and rain here in the local area. And then we got to go on down to Corpus Christi later on. We got supposed to be down there by 4 o'clock this evening. So hopefully, we'll get going west here. Things will get better. And I don't know why James disconnected. I don't see anything on radar, but that's all right. Anyways, back to you, Dale. Appreciate you running the net this morning under adverse weather conditions here. And we'll be around for the 73 rounds. This W5PIX Mobile.
Okay, Cliff, I didn't, I heard your answer is, was it B, but didn't you say that all of the above were true or just the, well, I guess, is it, John, WA6LJS, you understand what Cliff said for the, I'm hearing him, but he kind of faded out on me there midway. Did he say just Bravo was the answer, over?
Yeah, just Bravo is what I heard, Dale, over.
Okay. All right, we got him down for Bravo. It was my understanding that he may have indicated that he thought the Mexican fruit fly was the one that would paralyze humans. I'm not sure. All right, well, let's go to Mike. KF0OPE. Good morning, Mike. How was your trip yesterday? W5OG. All right, fine, Mike. Well, I guess you have to leave, so 7-3 to you. Glad your trip went well. I understand you think the Mexican fruit fly is what they were spraying for, and that the alpha, which is the screwworm fly, would be the answer to the extra credit question. All right, let's see. KL1Y is left. Let's go to John, WA6LJS. John, thanks for the help today with net logging and relays there. You're up, W5OG.
Okay, thanks, Dale. Yeah, very W5OG, WA6LJS. Very weird conditions. Before the net, the commander was coming in really good here, and then when he did the SIMO for Don, I couldn't even hear him locally. Had to go to one of the SDRs, so strange conditions. And we're kind of socked in this morning, a heavy marine front. I can see the back hills, but can't see past that. And temperature is about 60 degrees, but very heavy fog or marine fog. Answer to the question. Well, I'm going to go with Echo. They're spraying for all of those bugs. So all of the above is Echo. And for the second part, I've put it down for Charlie, the Queensland fly. That seems like, I've never heard of that, but that seems probably Australia has a bug that's very dangerous to humans. So Echo and Charlie will be my answers. bottom. W5OG, WA6LJS.
Okay, John. Mighty fine. Echo and Charlie it is. The Queensland fly. And I must admit, I have not heard of that one either. All right, let's go to Mike up in Chief Mike in Oklahoma City, where you're dodging thunderstorms, I expect as well. You know, I graduated from high school in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and unfortunately, those poor folks really got hit hard. I remember some big storms rolled through there when I lived there, and I guess they had a lot of damage in the downtown area of Sulphur. So anyway, didn't miss you by much there, Mike. But Oklahoma seems to be the center of attraction for a lot of these tornado activities here. Not just recently, but in past years as well. WW5ENZ, you're up, Mike, W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, yeah, this is an interesting question, man, and it's what you're talking about, sulfur. Yeah, we were watching it on TV, and yeah, it was pretty devastating. Again, we didn't really see all the damage until the next day, but we did hear there was 4 fatalities, and it looked like the whole downtown was kind of wiped out. So, boy, those people are going to need some prayers and thoughts and money to dig out there and rebuild that town. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I just keep thanking the Lord that we got by with another one, you know. Like I said before, we're kind of like in a bowling alley, and they roll by us, but so far none of them did, knock on wood. Anyway, as far as this question, it is really strange, but it's really interesting, because I had no clue of this thing at all, but let's see, I'll finish this copy what John said, and then I did kind of like his, the Queensland fruit fly, Charlie, so I'm going to put that down for one of them. And I'm thinking the first one would be the Mexican fruit fly. I don't know why. I just put down BC. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. I'll be quite interested to hear the answer to this one, WW5END. And yeah, there's probably a lot of different things like this that I didn't even know were going on as far as spraying and indication. All I know is the contrails are not anything we're doing on purpose anyway, for sure. WW5END back to net, and I'll be here to the bottom.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I know. You know, there in your area, more Oklahoma's had. Well, in my just recent memory, a couple of bad tornadoes. My kids were living up there, and my son-in-law was stationed at. Well, both of them were out at Tinker, and they were living in Midwest City. And when when 95, when that first bad storm hit Moore, and then came over and wiped out part of the west side of the base there. It was a pretty significant amount of damage. But I'll tell you, some of that, it was, we were up there like a week after the storm had happened, and you cannot imagine the devastation. Anything above ground was destroyed completely. It wasn't that the storm blew the leaves off the trees. It blew the bark off of the trees. It was absolutely incredible. All right, break with you. Let's go to Carl, KF7 GJO up in Sparks. Good morning, Carl. You're up, W5OG. Okay, Carl, mighty fine. Well, great that you have some experience with the Beach 18. I caught a ride with one when I was still flying with UPS. In fact, it was at a time period when the kids were down at Tyndall, and I rode down to Panama City on one from what's the place in Georgia? I can't remember. Anyway, it was I rode the UPS airplane down to wherever they dropped off the next day air stuff and then caught the little hopper that goes over to from with the next day air into Panama City, and it happened to be a C-45. So the guy let me sit in the seat, and I actually got some sick time and enjoyed that. It wasn't a very long flight, but at least it got me down to Panama City where I wanted to go. Kind of neat. And I can remember the C-45 from my Air Force days, or dependent days actually. All right, I never got the chance to fly the airplane other than that one occasion. So pretty neat. Let's go to Lee. N5 Bravo Echo. Lee, you're up. W5OG. Good morning.
W5OG and 5E. Boy, I've got so much material to work with here. T-45, we had one at Fort Hood in the early 70s. It was a 3rd Corps Commander's aircraft. Absolutely beautiful leather, brown leather interior. They blue curled wax that thing every week. It had eaten off of it. Beautiful airplane. And then the Army had contracted with some outfit to move special explosives all around their facilities across the country. And that outfit flew C-45. They were still going strong there in the early to mid 70s on that contract. Boy, oh boy. One of my ancillary jobs in the Army was warehousing. And I got a technical manual on warehousing. And the number one dreaded pest of any Army warehouse was the confused California drugstore beetle. It was so important to the Army, they actually had color pictures of this thing in their manuals. So I see it's not on this list, but if anyone ever has a problem with confused California drugstore beetles, hit me up. I know how to fix it. Oh my gosh, I'm going with Alpha and Alpha because screwworms, I mean, I could just imagine that thing boring in my ear, laying eggs, and then, I become an aircraft carrier. That sounds ominous. I'm going to go with Alpha and Alpha, Dale. Thanks for bringing back some memories of the confused California drugstore beetle.
Okay, Lee. Mighty fine. Very interesting. Always, we look forward to your stories every day there. And Alpha, we've got you down for that, for your answers there. All right, let's go to the commander, K1BOB, Bob. You don't have to worry about those flies, I guess, up there in Idaho. You're up, W5OG.
Hold on, Charlie. Make it scroll faster. I forget what it is here. I'm going to say none. I think that's, let's see if that's the net.
Okay. All right, Bob, mighty fine. Interesting. Okay, let's move along. Next, Bob, K2SJP. Good morning to you, Bob. You're up, W5OG. Okay, Bob. Got your answers there, and you got a booming signal. I'd be careful about wet sanding my car. It sounds like an interesting project, though. All right, maybe we'll get you today on NetLogger. Yeah, NetLogger. We'll get you on Echolink there later on. All right, let's go to Ray up in New Jersey. WB2JJO. Good morning, Ray. You're up, W5OG. Okay, Ray, had to struggle to get you today. It's not good conditions to the East Coast there, I guess. Turn the antenna a bit more to favor you directly off the back, and I could hear you there. But you're coming in fairly good in the Utah SDR. Got your answers as Echo and Bravo, just like John did there. So mighty fine. Let's move along to Charlie, K4YDB. Good morning, Charlie. Thanks for doing the live stream there for us. W5OG, you're up.
W5OG K4YDB. Well, thanks, Dale. Right now, you've got the best signal in here. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Well, I got out yesterday and went out there and put out my stuff on the lawn. What do you call that stuff? Anyway, it's supposed to kill moss. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good day. Got that done yesterday and worked on the tractor just a little bit, get it ready to go to the shop to be serviced. But I got to take it all apart because it's too heavy for my trailer. But not a lot else is going to go on over here. Yesterday, I worked on this computer for about 4 hours. Had to take it all apart and put a new CPU in it. And there's a lot of stuff that had to be moved out of the way. Is basically what it was. And I still got a little bit more work to do to it. But anyway, it's up and running this morning, so I'm going to leave it alone till after the net because if I mess something up, I don't want to do that in the middle of the net. But anyway, as far as the question goes, well, I like I would think that the verse alpha, the screw worm, I think that's something that could really get under your skin. Uh, uh, and as far as the bonus question, man, oh man, oh man, I would go with alpha because I think if it can harm humans, then that would be the one that they would try to target. Anyway, put me down for alpha and alpha. Uh, W5OG K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie. Mighty fine. Yeah, you know what? You don't want those things getting under your skin, that's for sure. All right, let's go to Joe, W5ABI. Good morning again, Joe. You're up, W5OG. W5ABI, Joe, are you there?
W5ABI, you're up, Joe.
He may have had to step away. He had a good signal with me this morning. All right, we'll come back to Joe. Let's go to Jim, W6WAY in Corona. Good morning, Jim. You're up, W5OG. Stand by, Joe. We'll be back to you in a second.
That was really something. I didn't find out until late at night, so that anyway, there was no damage done anywhere, I guess. Anyway, my answers to the question are Bravo and Alpha. I'm having trouble talking conversation today. Back over to
Okay, Jim, mighty fine. No problems. I have I have that issue occasionally myself. All right, got your answer, Bravo and Alpha, and okay on the earthquake there. Glad it wasn't any worse than a 4.1, but they all get your attention, that's for certain. The little dog knew that you were having a problem there. Something's not right. Oh my! All right, let's go to Joe. He did come back there. I guess you were away for a minute there, Joe. W5ABI. Go ahead and take your turn, Joe. W5OG.
W5OG and the Flyers, W5ABI. Yeah, good man. I'm talking to you, X9 Plus, and Bob, K4YDB this morning. But I'm having trouble with a lot of other stations here this morning. Anyhow, beautiful day in Las Vegas, 27 years. I'm going to go with Echo for the first one. The second one, I'm going to say none, because I don't really know. Anyhow, thanks for running in that. Back to W5OG, W5ABI.
Okay, fine, Joe. Well, glad that you're able to join us this morning. Good signal here, no problem. E and none for the answers. All right, let's go to Lee, W4PUO, and I probably will need you to bring him in there, John, if you don't mind. W4PUO, Lee, you're up. WA6LJS, if you bring in Lee. W5OG.
Yeah, W4PUO, you're up, Lee. WA6LJS, relay. W4PUO, are you there?
He might be under some severe storms right now there, John.
Yeah, I think he said that he was going to watch closely. So he was very strong here, Dale, so apparently he shut down due to storms. Back to net.
Yeah, I expect that when I heard Cliff say that, it came to mind there. Thank you, John. All right, let's go to Bob in X6RG, W5OG. You're up, Bob. Good morning.
Okay, Dale, W5OG, NX6RG. Well, a quick question. Was the first question, did that refer to the United States or is this worldwide? Over.
I mean, it's one of the problems with using somebody else's question, I guess, and he's not here to explain that. It was within the continental United States. How was the SIS employed within the continental United States? I had, that clarifier was already in there, I guess, Bob. Does that answer your question there? Over.
Yeah, it sure does. Thank you. NX6RG here. Well, that's a really interesting question because I'll tell you, of all those things that are listed, the only one that I'm familiar with is not on the list. That was the Mediterranean food supply. Out here in California, you hear a lot about that because it threatens the ability of California farmers, fruit farmers particularly, to export their crops. So the Mediterranean fruit fly has been an issue here, at least recently. I don't know about any of these other ones, but just by geography, I guess I'm going to go with maybe with Bravo, and then it sounds like it's a mean little vector there, so I'll go with Alpha for the second question and Bravo for the first question, but truth is, I don't know. The only one I know about out here is the Mediterranean fruit fly. So with that, back to you, W5OG and X6RG.
Okay, Bob. Mighty fine. Booming and good signal here this morning, as always. All right, let's break with you and go to Wild Bill, W2WLD. Probably don't have too many screw worm problems in New York there, Bill. You're up, W5OG.
Okay, good morning, Dale. Good morning, all. Dale, I can hear you. I can hear John. That's about it. I thought yesterday's propagation was bad, but I think it's worse today. Let's see, well, the weather's nice, sunny and 74, and we're looking forward to going to see my grandson play baseball here this afternoon around 16:15. Not much else going on. As far as the question, I'm going to go with Echo, all of the above, Echo, all of the above. And for the one that can affect humans It's got to be the screw worm. If it's not the screw worm, I'm going to be very disappointed. So put me down for Alpha for the bonus. Thank you, Dale. W5OG, W2WLB.
All right there, Bill. Echo and Alpha it is, and if it's not that, it should be, huh? Okay. All right, let's see. Well, good morning to Chris as we go by, KS5KY, and also James, KG5PTE. Maybe we'll see you on Echo Link there afterwards. All right, let's go to, let's see, next one will be Mike, KQ6E. You're up, Mike. Good morning to you there in Anthem, W5OG.
We can get in a good round of golf tomorrow. Again, temperature's supposed to be about the same, and our tee time is around 10 o'clock, so should be an easy day and nice pleasant day. So looking forward to that. Still waiting to hear about my car. It's still at the press with the new engine, and so hopefully we'll hear tomorrow what happened and be able to get the car back. As a loaner, I'm going to have to go to tech school and learn how to operate all the goodies on it. But anyway, can't wait to get mine. On the question, boy, I look back, I remember the fly here in California back in the 70s. I remember the helicopters flying over spraying, and they used to make the turn right over our house when they did the spraying on the fly made it to the U.S., but we'll see if I can pick three anyway. The other one, I'm pretty sure the only non-fruit fly you've got on the list is the screwworm fly, so I'm going to say Alpha on the second flight. Anyway, that's my guess. See what happens. So anyway, back to you, and good to hear the group this morning. So W5OG in the group, KQ6E.
All right, Mike, mighty fine. I think I got that correct there, A, B, and D, and then A for the second question there, or second answer. All right, mighty fine, and the next three on the list are receive only. That's KI4BPR. Good morning to Mike in Lakeland. And KQ4RCR, Brian in Norfolk. Glad you could join us just listening. And Brandon, if you're still there, 7-3 to you, Brandon. He had an appointment at 11, it says. So he's receive only. So mighty fine there in Wiley. All right, that's the bottom of the list unless I missed anybody. Did I miss anyone? And if not, I'll go ahead and give the answer to the question. This is W5OG. Call now. Okay, nothing heard. All right, the question had to do with the C-45, the Expediter, and it was used in World War II, as we all know, and in the Korean War also. And it was a mighty fine little airplane, the Beech-18, and it was used extensively to apply the sterile insect spray used in the control of flies primarily. How was the question is, how was SIS employed within the continental United States? And the answers were A, to eradicate the screwworm fly, which was correct. To B, to eradicate the Mexican fruit fly. That is correct also. Answer C was the Queensland fruit fly. I've never heard of it, but that is correct also, according to Tom, K4YDB, that provided the question. And also to eradicate the melon fly. So all of the above was the correct answer for the question. And then for the extra credit question, which, if any, of the maggots from a fly can paralyze humans? The one he was looking for was the screwworm fly, which of course is a real problem for cattle in our area here. And this SIS method of controlling that, eradicating that, is very effective and is still used. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting question, although a lot of fun, I guess, because it's not something that we think about much. But the little C-45 was quite a nice airplane, and it's good to remember that. All right, my thanks to all of you for participating in the question, and we'll go ahead and start now with a quick 73 round. Let me take a quick standby, see if we have any additional check-ins, any over-the-air check-ins for the Air Force Flyers Club Net this Thursday morning. Last call. Members or guests, call now, W5OG. Okay, hearing none, let's go ahead and start a 73 round, and top of the list would be Don, K0ZNC. It looks like he's still on Echolink there, Bob. See if you can bring in Don, K0ZNC. K1BOB, go ahead, Bob, W5OG. All right, Don, mighty fine. Well, as always, glad to have you join us this morning. And I think Willie has left, so sign him out. Let's go to Uncle Cliff, W5PIX Mobile, 73 round there, Cliff, W5OG.
Well, thank you there, K1B. Excuse me. W55OG, this W5PIX, mouth malfunctioning here, busy trying to grab some gears, and down here in Aggie land, and we're fixing to head down to Corpus now, so everybody have a good day. Did see some blue sky there for a minute, but it's done clouded back up already. So, but anyways, we're going to look good on radar down towards Corpus, so might see some sun tanning going on. Anyways, good question, but yeah, growing up as a kid, yeah, the Mediterranean fruit fly was the only thing I was familiar with. Yeah, the screwworm would be a little difficult for sure. And did see one car down in the ditch, and a Mustang, of course. And anyways, other than that, everybody have a good day. And this is W5PIX Mobile, trying to drive gingerly around College Station.
Okay, watch out for those algae there, Uncle Cliff. Mighty fine, and have a good trip down to Corpus. I see Mike had to leave, KF0OPE, so we'll again recognize Mike and wish him well, and let's move along to John, WA6LJS, 73 round, John, W5OG.
Okay, thanks, Dale. W5OG, Well, you've been 15 over 9 the whole time, just really solid. But I'm surprised K4YDB, I have to use the SDR for him. He's skipping right over me for some reason. And a couple of the others aren't too strong either. Yeah, when it comes to those flies, you know, I've got a tangerine tree and a lemon tree and a grapefruit tree here. And a few years ago, I got a knock on the door, and it was the I don't know what department does it, but they said, could we hang some fly traps on your trees because we're worried about the Mediterranean fly. I said, yeah, I guess so. So they hang the trees, they hang the traps there, and then about a month or so later, they came by and collect the traps. And then they came and knocked on the door after that and said, we found a Mediterranean fly in the traps, so we're going to have to spray your trees. And I said, well, does that mean I can't eat any of the fruit? And they said, no, just after a couple months after we spray, it should be okay. Well, I was still afraid to eat any of the tangerines or anything, so I waited a whole year before I tried to do that again. But that's what they did here. They were very worried in California about that Mediterranean fly because of all the citrus crops out here. And I know when you fly back, when I used to fly back from Japan or from Chicago and land in California, they would pull you to the side and they say, do you have any fruit whatsoever in your baggage? And you have to say no, otherwise they'll let them up because they were worried anybody bringing in some contaminated fly. I don't know what it if it's the larva or what it gets on the fruit, but anyway, that's the experience I've had with the Mediterranean fly. Anyway, good net, Dale, and I should be back for the Echo Link, but I'm still waiting for a phone call. W5OG, WA6LJO.
Okay, mighty fine, John. Yeah, all of us have some experiences, I guess, going into California, being stopped, and if you've got some nice shiny fruit in there, they usually grab it. All right, let's move along to Mike, WW5ENZ, 7-3 round, Mike, W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, yeah, that's good. And you were talking about that tornado, and yeah, I was there. I was living in Midwest City, just off of Post Road, from 93 to 98. And then I had a short couple years at Randolph, and then I came back here. But when I came back here, I moved out here to Choctaw area. So anyway, yeah, I was there during that time, and I remember it hitting the corner of the base, yeah, and yeah, a lot of fun, tornadoes, yeah, for sure. But so far I've been able to dodge them, knock on wood, and we'll see how that goes. As far as all this fly stuff goes, it's kind of creepy, and yeah, I don't really want any more fly landing on me for sure. Anyway, everybody take care, have a great day, and we'll catch you in the future, probably tomorrow. WW5ENZ, back to net, and 73s, everybody.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, probably tomorrow because that's your day. And we're glad to have you back for your regular Friday schedule. And yeah, the other thing I remember about that, when we went up there the next week after that big storm, there was a car dealership where all of the cars were piled up in one corner of the lot, the big lot, and all those cars were destroyed, and they were all piled up on top of one another, like somebody had tipped the whole car lot up on one side, and they all slid down. Oh, not much fun. I mean, it wasn't funny at the time, that's for sure. All right, 7-3 you, Mike. Maybe we'll see you on Echo Link there for a short period. Let's go to Carl, KF7GJO. Carl, you were the first one to get it absolutely correct, and the only one up until Bill, W2WLD, the other one that got the both answers correct there. So congratulations to you. Ding, 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 you get the prize. KF7GJO. Go ahead, Carl, 7-3, W5OG. The frequency is in use. There's a net in progress. Thank you. All right, Carl, mighty fine. Let's move along to Lee, N5 Bravo Echo. Yeah, they're in Arlington. 7-3 round there, Lee, W5OG.
W5OG N5 in 1973 at Fort Devens Army Airfield. I arrived early in the morning. It's a beautiful summer day, and there were 3 ranch hand C-123s parked on the ramp right outside the hangar. Like, what is going on with that? You know, and even back then we knew about the perils of Agent Orange, and I was wondering what they were doing. So I went over to the Special Forces hangar and I said, "What's going on with that?" And they said, "Oh, they're here to spray for equine encephalitis." So I guess a bunch of wealthy horse owners begged for some help. That's all I can think of. But anyway, that was a little startling to see. Needless to say, I did not go anywhere near them. I stayed away. Enjoyed it today, Dale. That was a fun question. W5OG N5E 73.
All right, Lee. Yeah, the C-123s, you know, they've got this new PACT Act where they, for the BA benefits, and they've expanded the coverage, and they've included a lot of the later wars, Middle East and so forth. If you're involved in any of that, and there's a possibility of exposure to toxic substances, and not just the Agent Orange anymore. All right, let's go to Commander Bob there. K1BOB, 7-3 round, Bob, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, thank you. Well, that is an interesting question. Brought up a lot of memories when I was at Langley out of Bethel, Mass. I don't know if you remember that. We had a reservoir behind my house. That's 3,000. And it's a nice little place.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, I was in and out of Langley, actually. I was in college, but my dad was stationed there, and I lived there for a while on base there with him. So I do remember that reservoir. Well, anyway, pretty interesting stuff. I remember one day when I was there, a deer was on base, and it was really sad because he was trying to get out of there, and he had to jump a fence, and he tried a couple of times unsuccessfully, but finally got over and then left. But that was amazing to see that right on base there. Anyway, 7-3 to you, Bob. Let's move along to the other Bob. K2SJP, 7-3 round, Bob, W5OG. All right there. Fine, Bob. Booming good signal as always there from Lute. Okay, Ray, WB2JJO, 7-3 round, Ray, W5OG. Yeah, you're 5 and 7 with me. Thank you, W5OG. Stand by a second. Okay, Ray, God bless you, and thanks for joining us today. 7-3 to you, WB2JJO, W5OG, clear, and let me get the station in California that wants the radio check. Give me your call sign and your name, please, at W5OG. Is that Scott, like Sierra, Charlie, Oscar, Tango, Tango? Okay, Scott, yeah, you're 5 and 7 with me here in East Texas. And the name is Dale, and I'm located about 100 miles east of Dallas, okay? All right, KI6KWI. Let's move along. Let's go to K4YDB. Charlie, 7-3 round, W5OG. Thanks for doing the live stream, Charlie. Over.
W5OG K4YDB. I always enjoy putting that thing up. I tell you what, Dale, your signal is held up quite nice through the entire net. It's been all a steady S9 plus. Everybody else has just been up and down, but for some reason, you're the only one that stayed up through the entire net. It was a fun question today. It was interesting, that's for sure. I got one of them right anyway. But anyway, 7-3s, everybody. Everybody have a good day. I may be on Echo Link for at least a round. I'm really not in no hurry to get outside. But anyway, 7-3s, everybody. K4YDB back to net.
All right, Charlie. Well, appreciate your doing that live stream again. 7-3 to you. All right, who is the K1? Another breaker there. Go ahead, W5OG. I was at Ashia from 52 to 56. 4 years I was at Ashia as a kid. My dad was stationed there. Over. How about that? Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I was there during that time period. So did you get into Ashia during that time? Yeah, you were actually. I was only about 13. Well, 6 years or so, yep. Anyway, mighty fine. What was your name? Yeah, I figured you had to be pretty close to that since I'm 83. All right, George. Well, yeah, check out our website, airforcesflyersclub.org. We would love to have you as a member. And I see you're down here on our list this morning. So glad that you made your presence known and appreciate that information. A Korean veteran. We don't have many of you guys around anymore, George. So anyway, you're very, very welcome to join us anytime. And if you'd like to become a member, we'd love to have you do that as well. Over 90 years old, you don't even need to pay the dues. So mighty fine there, George. 7-3 to you. Let me go ahead and finish up this list. Let's see. Next would be Joe, W5ABI. 7-3, Joe, W5OG. All right, 7-3, Joe. Good signal. Jim, W6WAY, 7-3 round, Jim, W5OG. And mighty fine there, Jim. I guess you would prefer the T-33 over the T-45. You know, the T-45 though, with those rotary engines, it made such a great sound. It was a wonderful airplane to hear just start up and run. 7-3, Jim, and I've flown the T-33 as well, even though I did the T-37, T-38. That was from that time period. 7-3. All right, let's go to Bob. NX6RG, 7-3, Bob, W5OG.
W5OG, NX6RG. Okay, Dale. Well, good net this morning, and I was topping W1CP here fairly well, so a good signal from North Carolina. Yeah, the C-123, actually the UC-123K that I flew, those were spray birds, and the unit I was in, we would deploy down to the canal zone, and that was a deployment. We rotated 3 airplanes down there, and a lot of spraying for mosquitoes down there. That's when I think the U.S. still owned the canal zone. It's been a long time. In the C-45, I do have time in the Twin Beach in Part 135, great airplane. Unfortunately, the Part 135 operator that I was flying with also had his A&P license, and his theory was, when planes break, no problem, he'd just work on them somewhere. And anyway, I had only 10 flights with him and 10 flight emergencies, some of which were, relatively minor, but nevertheless, I decided I was going to fly only better maintained aircraft. Anyway, my stories for the day. 73 straight net, W5OG, 6RG.
Okay. Yeah, great story there, Bob, and I understand that completely. I was a little bit concerned about that when I rode that with that guy down there to Panama City, but the old airplane worked good. We made it fine. All right, let's go to Bill. W2WLD, 7-3 round. Bill, W5OG. All right, Bill, I think you turned it back. There's a Whiskey 7. Who was the Whiskey 7? Go ahead, W5OG. Okay, Whiskey 7. I can't get my pen to write. W7 Zulu Tango. Your name and you're in Mesa. W5OG. Go ahead. All right, Bill, mighty fine. Well, you're about a 5 and 7 with me here in East Texas. Okay?
Okay, thank you for the you're about a 5, my 6 here in the Valley of the Sun. Over.
All right, mighty fine. 7-3 to you. Let's back to the net here. Let's go again. Say hello to Chris, KS5KY. Have a good day there, Chris. And let's see, James is checked out. He's going to be on Echo Link. Let's go to Mike, KQ6E, 7-3 round, Mike, W5OG.
Roger, W5OG in the group KQ6E. Yeah, interesting question. I didn't realize that the Queensland flight got over here, but I guess it did. Anyway, interesting stuff. I remember in Vietnam, they sprayed us out. We got at the very end of the runway. They used to come out and spray defoliant, and I guess
the frequency is in use. Stand by.
Okay. So anyway, we got sprayed at night, not every night, but when weed started. Here's what it is, I guess. So good to hear everybody. Hopefully we're going to get in a round of golf tomorrow, so we'll miss the net, and we'll try to get in here on Saturday. So good to hear everybody this morning. Copied everybody but the usual suspects. So pretty good condition. So W5OG in the group.
All right, Mike, mighty fine. Well, always good to hear you. Have a good golf day tomorrow. 7-3 to you. All right, that's the bottom of the list. Let me see. We've got KI4BPR receive only, and KQ4RCR and KI5SXE this morning. 7-3 to you guys. Let's see if George is still there. W1CP. George, 7-3 to you. Anything else for the net this morning? Over. All right, George, mighty fine. Maybe we'll compare notes of what you remember from Mashiach days. That was an awful long time ago there, George. 7-3 to you. Have a good day. Let's see about W7 Zulu Tango. Anything else for the net this morning there, Bill? Over. I guess he must have left. Who was the other station? Was there another station wanting to check in, W5OG?
K6AER.
W6AER. That call is pretty familiar. I don't remember your name, though. Okay, you remind me there. Over.
It's Kilo 6 Alpha Echo Romeo, Mike in New Mexico.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, there's a little bit of a breakup in your audio, I think. I'm not sure if anybody else is noticing it or not. K6AER, and Mike in, it says, well, you said New Mexico, did you not?
Yes, I'm near Tula Rosa, New Mexico, a little bit north of Alamogordo.
Okay, but I think you said Santa Rosa?
No, Tula Rosa, just north of Alamogordo, 100 miles north of El Paso, Texas.
Okay, yeah, 100 miles north of El Paso. Mighty fine. Mike, anything for our net this morning? We're just about ready to shut down. There's another net that starts a couple of kilohertz up from us, so we've got to get out of here. But anything else for the group this morning there, Mike? Over.
No, I just wanted to check in and say hi, and this is the first time I've heard your net. So anyhow, if I can get out here about this time or earlier, I'll check in.
Yep.
Anyhow, that's about it. W5OG, back to you, Dale, K6AER.
Okay, you're an S9 with me, but the audio was a little bit of a breakup now. The last transmission was fine, so maybe it's just a temporary thing. I don't know. Anyway, Mike, thank you for checking in. That's the bottom of the list, and I do appreciate all the participation. We need to close the net up and get out of here so that the other net can start. So W5OG has been net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club this Thursday. My thanks to all that checked in and participated. Everybody have a great day. And W5OG now closing the net, returning the frequency to normal amateur use. 7-3 all.